how to visit Machu Picchu on a budget. Hey, dreaming of visiting Machu Picchu but worried about the cost? What if I told you that your dream is closer than you think? In this video, I'm talking directly to you, the budget-conscious traveler who wants to experience the wonder of Machu Picchu without emptying your savings account. I'll guide you through every step of planning a budget-friendly trip, from booking tickets to finding cheap eats. Ready to turn that dream into reality? Let's do this together. Today, we're diving into the world of Machu Picchu tours and uncovering some shocking truths about their hidden costs. You might be thinking, a guided tour sounds perfect for exploring this ancient wonder. But hold on to your hats, because what you're about to learn might change your mind. Picture this. You're scrolling through glossy tour websites, dreaming of your Peruvian adventure. Those all-inclusive packages look so tempting, promising a hassle-free experience with expert guides, comfortable transportation, and delicious meals. But here's the kicker. Some of these tours can cost as much as your entire trip to Peru. Now, I'm not here to bash all tour companies. Some offer great value, but others, well, let's just say they're taking you for a ride, and not just to Machu Picchu. Let's break it down, shall we? Imagine you're planning a 4 to 5 day tour to Machu Picchu. Sounds amazing, right? Well, brace yourself because some companies are charging up to $2,000 for these packages. That's enough to make anyone's wallet cry. But wait, it gets worse. Even a simple day tour from Cusco can set you back around $328. Sure, that includes your guided tour, train and bus tickets and entrance fees, but when you factor in meals and other expenses, you're looking at about $353. That's a lot of souls, my friends. Now, let me tell you a quick story. I met a traveler named Sarah who booked one of these fancy tour packages. She was so excited thinking everything was taken care of. But when she got there, she was hit with surprise after surprise. Hidden fees for meals she thought were included, extra charges for transportation, and even costs for using paid toilets. By the end of her trip, Sarah felt like she'd been taken advantage of, and her budget was in tatters. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be this way. By planning your Machu Picchu venture independently, you can save a ton of money and have a more personalized experience. How much can you save? Are you ready for this? On average, DIY travelers save 50 to 60% compared to those package tours. Think about it. When you plan your own trip, you're in control. You can choose where to splurge and where to save. Want to spend an extra day exploring Cusco? Go for it. Prefer to pack your own snacks instead of paying inflated prices? No problem. The flexibility you gain is priceless. Now I know what you're thinking. But isn't planning a trip to Machu Picchu complicated? Sure, it takes a bit more effort, but that's where we come in. In the next section, we'll show you exactly how to plan your budget-friendly Machu Picchu adventure, step by step. Ready to unlock the secrets of DIY Machu Picchu travel? Let's dive into the nitty-gritty of planning your own adventure to this incredible ancient wonder. Trust me, it's not as complicated as you might think. Now, I know what you're thinking. But isn't planning a trip to Machu Picchu on my own going to be a huge headache? Well, what if I told you that with a few simple steps, you could save hundreds of dollars and have the adventure of a lifetime? That's right. It's time to become a DIY travel pro. First things first, let's break down the journey. Your typical DIY trip to Machu Picchu involves 3 main steps. Taking a bus from Cusco to Ollantaytambo, hopping on a train from Ollantaytambo to Machu Picchu town, also known as Aguas Calientes, and finally buying your entrance tickets to the ancient citadel itself. Now, let's talk about those all-important entrance tickets. You'll want to grab these bad boys in advance, and they'll set you back about 155 pen. That's around 39 USD for adults. Not too shabby, right? And if you're a student or bringing the kiddos along, you might even score some sweet discounts. But here's where things get interesting. Remember when I mentioned a common mistake that could derail your entire trip? Well, drumroll please. It's failing to book those entrance tickets in advance. Yep, you heard that right. If you wait until the last minute, you might end up facing inflated prices or even worse, missing out on entry altogether. So, do yourself a favor and snag those tickets early. Now, let's talk transportation. PeruRail is your new best friend when it comes to budget-friendly options. Their Expedition train is the most wallet-friendly choice, costing around $100 for a round trip from Ollantaytambo to Aguascalientes. Not too shabby for a scenic ride through the Andes, right? But wait, there's more. You can buy your PeruRail tickets online or at ticket offices in Peru. My top tip? Book in advance to secure the best prices and availability. Trust me, your future self will thank you. Now I know what you're thinking, but what about accommodation? Won't that break the bank? Well, get ready for some good news. In Aguascalientes, you can find a place to rest your head for as low as $12 per night in dormitory-style hostels. That's less than the cost of a fancy lunch back home. Here's a pro tip. Consider staying at least one night in Aguascalientes. Why? Well, it'll give you more time to explore Machu Picchu without feeling rushed. Plus, the bus ride from Aguascalientes to the ruins takes about 30 minutes, so you'll want to factor that into your plans. Now, I know we've covered a lot of ground here, but don't worry. With a little planning and these insider tips, you'll be well on your way to conquering Machu Picchu on a budget. Remember, the key is to book early, stay flexible, and embrace the adventure of DIY travel. All right, you've made it to Machu Picchu without emptying your wallet, but here's where things get really exciting. Did you know there's a way to beat the crowds, capture stunning photos, and feel like you have the ancient ruins all to yourself? Let's dive into the insider secrets that will take your budget trip to the next level. Now you might be thinking, but wait, won't I miss out on all the best experiences if I'm pinching pennies? Well, get ready to have your mind blown because I'm about to show you how to maximize your Machu Picchu adventure without breaking the bank. First up, let's talk about timing. You know what they say, the early bird gets the worm, and in this case, the early traveler gets the best photos. If you want to avoid the crowds and capture those Instagram-worthy shots, aim to arrive at Machu Picchu between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. Not only will you have fewer people photobombing your pictures, but you'll also get to enjoy that soft, golden morning light that photographers dream about. But what if you're not a morning person? No worries. Another great time to visit is between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. The afternoon light is perfect for photos, and many of the tour groups will have already left by then. As one savvy traveler shared, if you want to avoid the crowds, the best strategy is to arrive early in the morning or later in the afternoon. This way, you can enjoy the site with fewer people around and capture better photographs. Now, I know some of you might be tempted to splurge on those fancy add-ons like climbing Huayna Picchu. But here's a little secret. You can have an incredible experience without spending extra on those pricey tickets. Instead, focus on exploring the main ruins of Machu Picchu. Trust me, the views are still breathtaking, and you'll have plenty of opportunities to learn about the rich history of this amazing place. Speaking of history, here's a budget-friendly tip that'll make your inner history buff jump for joy. Before you head up to the ruins, make a quick stop at the Museo de Sitio Manuel Chavez Balón in Aguascalientes. It's a great way to get some historical context about Machu Picchu without spending much. Plus, it'll make your visit to the actual site even more meaningful. Now, let's talk about food. I know those rumbling tummies can be tempting, but resist the urge to buy overpriced snacks at Machu Picchu or in Aguascalientes. Instead, smart traveler and pack your own food and water. Not only will this save you some serious cash, but it'll also give you the freedom to have a spontaneous picnic with an epic view. Here's another money-saving tip that doubles as a mini-adventure. Consider walking from Aguascalientes to Machu Picchu instead of taking the bus. It's free, takes about 2 hours, and offers some seriously scenic views. Just imagine the sense of accomplishment you'll feel when you reach the top. But wait, there's more. Remember when I mentioned feeling like you have Machu Picchu all to yourself? Well, here's the ultimate insider secret. Stay overnight in Aguascalientes and be first in line for sunrise entry to Machu Picchu. Yes, it might cost a bit more for accommodation, but the experience of watching the sun rise over the ancient city is absolutely priceless. Plus, you'll get to explore the ruins before the crowds arrive. And here's the best part. You can do all of this without a tour guide. As one independent traveler shared, it's entirely possible and quite easy to visit Machu Picchu on your own, tour-free. This can either be done as a day trip from Cusco or by staying overnight in a neighboring town and taking a bus or walking up to the ruins. As we wrap up our Machu Picchu journey, remember that traveling on a tight budget doesn't mean skimping on experiences. In fact, it can lead to even more authentic and rewarding adventures. As travel expert Bren wisely said, traveling on a budget doesn't mean sacrificing experiences. It means finding smarter ways to enjoy them. And speaking of smart travel, let's talk about sustainable tourism at Machu Picchu. It's all about respecting the local culture and environment while you explore this incredible site. Think about supporting local businesses, following designated paths, and minimizing your waste. Not only will you save money, but you'll also contribute to preserving this amazing place for future travelers. So, are you ready to start planning your budget-friendly Machu Picchu adventure? We can't wait to hear about your experiences. Don't forget to share your own money-saving tips in the comments below. Your fellow travelers might just learn something new from you. Happy travels, and remember, the best adventures often come with the smallest price tags.